coming to you live from the It's Funny Studios. I'm Doug.
I'm Greg.
And this is Mike.
And this is the It's Funny That Makes It Okay podcast. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the show. We're so glad you're tuning in and listening. How are you doing?
Doing good.
Oh, okay, good.
Hanging in there.
All right.
Highly anticipating the Kids Bob concert.
I knew you were.
Countdown is on.
I see you got like the schoolboys, like you look like Angus Young coming down here and getting ready for the
bet.
Kids Bop.
2 more weeks. 2 more weeks.
Yeah.
Ready for some lip syncing and mix or tracking.
There you go. You know there'll be some keyboard tracking.
No, there definitely will be some tracking.
Now the thing I got to know is this the original Kids Bop lineup, or is this going to be?
I don't know.
Is it a tribute Kids Bop band?
It could be a tribute.
Okay. For those wondering, you have to listen to last week's episode. I don't want to get into that.
My
wife listened to the episode just as a form, and she said I drug it out too long. So my biggest critic is I'm married to her, which is nice because she tells me all of my faults and what I'm doing wrong. So I don't have to wait for comment and feedback. I get it immediately.
Yeah.
Just kidding. I love you, baby.
Oh, you're going to hear about it.
She really does that, but yeah. All right, so tonight's show, I think Mike's got a couple things. I got one thing in the intro. Greg's got a couple things in the intro. Then we're going to do a segment, Sprechen Sie Deutsch. I've got some German phrases that I'm going to attempt to read. And I apologize to our German listeners. I hope this doesn't create an international incident because I'm going to butcher them.
It could.
And then we have some Am I the A-hole from Reddit. Mike's got a few of those. And then we're going to talk about phubbing. You ever go out when you're out on a date with your wife, do you ever get the phub? Or have you phubbed?
It's a good question.
Do you go phubbing when you're on your date? You may not want to.
Well, I read the article, so I won't say right now.
Are you guilty of?
Not much. No.
Did you phub up?
Have I ever phubbed? Probably, but
I know I have phubbed. But in fairness, my wife has too. So, well, you'll have to wait and listen into the last segment.
Have you phubbed other people than your wife?
I think I've phubbed you before. So you're going to have to listen and see what we're talking about.
How much phubbing will be going on at the Kids Bob concert?
I don't know.
I hope none.
Well, I don't know. That may be prime real estate for that. Because, yeah. All right. Well, we'll get into that in a little bit. Greg, kick us off.
All right. My first thing is about McDonald's.
What?
It's not even a gripe about McDonald's. I am coming to McDonald's.
It might not start off as a gripe, but
I'm coming to their defense.
What? That's even more shocking.
People are idiots.
People are idiots.
So I was in the drive-thru, and I'm behind about 3 cars. And the guy in front of me is in a giant truck, 4-wheel drive, huge truck. And we had to wait a little bit. I'd say 4 or 5 minutes.
At McDonald's.
At McDonald's.
Okay. That doesn't sound like McDonald's.
I don't know what was going on, but we had to wait a little bit. This guy, he about ran over my hood because he was so mad that we had to wait 3 or 4 minutes. And then he does a burnout, all 4 wheels spinning, yelling out the window as he goes by. And I'm like,
had he already ordered?
He was past the order thing. Because then when I got up there, they were going to give me the wrong food because I wasn't, they were out of line then, out of whack. And, but it just made me think, come on, people. We gripe about McDonald's, so I'm going to come to their defense this time and say people are idiots. So, customers.
Okay.
Jerky customers.
So he would be the a-hole.
He would be.
Yes.
And then the other thing is I was with you at McDonald's, and you got your sandwich, and then mine has not come. And it's like, I don't know, how long did we wait for mine?
It was quite a while.
Okay, so I ordered a double cheeseburger with just ketchup. That's exactly how I said it. I would like a double cheeseburger with just ketchup. And we waited and waited. Doug had finished his sandwich, I think.
Did they mess mine up that day? Because I ordered a McDouble with no cheese, only ketchup. Because I think I got
Did you get two? You got 2 pieces of cheese.
I got 2 pieces of cheese, which the McDouble, sadly, I know the menu. The McDouble only has 1 piece of cheese, supposed to.
Yeah.
So I said to McDouble, no cheese, only ketchup. I got 2 pieces of cheese on my hamburger.
Which was probably mine because I ordered the double cheeseburger, which has 2 pieces.
Okay, great. So anyway.
So we waited quite a while for my food to come. Well, she comes walking out with it a little bit later, and she says...
Like a manager person.
Yeah, manager.
Not the manager, but a shift leader or something.
Yeah. And she was nice, and she said, I'm sorry for the wait. We messed your order up, and we had to fix it. So I take my burger out.
I looked at Greg and was like, you know this. Oh, he said, you know this isn't right.
It had mustard, pickles, onions. So they didn't get my order done because they messed it up.
The first one you ordered only had ketchup and cheese on it. We had to fix that right away for you, sir.
So all that time wasted because they messed it up, and they brought it out, and it was still screwed up. So now I'm back to ripping on McDonald's. So I defended them in the first part, ripped them on the second part.
Oh, my goodness.
It's just like I said. It doesn't start off as a gripe, but it makes its way there eventually.
Yes, it does. And I just sent you guys a picture. This is a follow-up a little bit on the robot story from 10 Lizard, the restaurant over in East Peoria. They have a robot for a waiter / waitress.
Oh, my.
And so my friends that saw it the first time, they were back over there because there's a band that plays, and they were over watching the band. And she said the robot was sad because they had the route for the robot scheduled to go across the dance floor.
It had to take a personal day off for.
Yeah, I needed a mental health day.
Mental health day. Sorry, go ahead.
So the picture I sent you guys is of the robot frowning.
I see it.
And it's sad because it couldn't make it back to the kitchen because people were on the dance floor dancing. And they said the thing just kind of was going side to side and stuff. It's like it didn't know what to do. And so I said, give it a few years and that thing will pull a laser out and just take everybody out on the dance floor and just scoot right on across.
Now, and you said, just real quick recap, they were there the week before and they got...
Yeah, they had the same one and they had the week
instead
before.
of having a server.
Yeah, and so they
had a waitress that was a robot.
Yeah, they had a waitress that was a robot.
How'd they know it was a girl robot?
Well, it could be a waiter.
Okay, I didn't know.
Could be a concierge, too. I don't But... That week, they had asked for ketchup and refills on soda, and it never came back. Well, this week, the poor robot is in distress because it can't get across the dance floor.
It's going to be in therapy now.
It's just bobbing back and forth because it can't make it. So I wanted to, give some props out to the robot because it's sad. So
It's trying out.
It is trying. It's doing its best.
At least it showed up for work.
Yeah, it did show up. And the thing is, it comes up to your table and the food is on the trays. You have to reach over and get the food off the trays and pass it to the people at your table. The human waitresses never did that. I didn't have to grab the food off their trays. They would hand me the food. Well, it's once again, I'm working for them.
It's the equivalent of the self-checkout of the restaurant.
Yep.
Yeah. They should be paying me to be there. Since I'm doing my work.
Oh, there'll be no money.
Oh, no. But
on your deathbed, you'll achieve total. Okay. Caddyshack, if those of you are wondering what we're doing. Sorry.
So anyways, just wanted to, shout out the robot again. There may be more robot stories coming as people frequent. I guess that place has a robot. Steak and Shake in Pekin has a robot, which... They had no regular help anymore, so I don't know. They had the kiosk, so maybe the robot will go up and put your order in the kiosk for you.
Maybe.
Or he is the kiosk. I don't. The rolling kiosk.
Maybe you won't have to wait an hour and a half.
Card. Where? I don't know where to put the card.
In my slot.
Yeah. I don't think I can do that.
Fresh. All right, so that's all I got.
All right.
Well, I've got some Gen Z nonsense here that I've seen lately. And since we like calling out Gen Z nonsense, I figured I'd bring it up.
You'd play right into it.
The first story I had seen was about And you know it's going to be good when it starts off with TikTok creator. So TikTok creator Pinky Doll is making $7,000 a day by simply repeating bizarre gestures and phrases like gang, gang, and ice cream so good on loop. Like, what the heck is this? So it says, if you scroll TikTok today, it's likely you'll stumble on a creator greeting you in a unusual robotic persona. The leading influencer Pinky Doll says to viewers, ice cream so good.
But she's not a robot.
Influencer of what? She's just saying gang gang and ice cream so good. How is that influence? I'm sorry, Mike.
No, go ahead.
You just showed us this before we.
It's those TikTok
I just started reading
minds.
right before, and I don't even understand it. I know I'm an old man. I didn't know what a whip was until like last week. So.
Or glizzy.
Well, I knew a glizzy because Mike introduced us to that. I had no idea what the glizzy was.
But what a whip was? You're going to drive home in your whip.
Anyway, sorry. Go ahead.
You got to have a nice whip.
That's right.
You got to keep your whip nice. So I'm going to jump ahead a little bit. So
Devo was way ahead when they said whip it good.
Yes,
yeah.
Sorry, Mike.
No, maybe that's where I came from. You never know. So I'm going to jump ahead a little bit here and then kind of loop back. But Pinky Doll.
So you're doing a loop as well.
Well, not quite to this extent. Believe me. So her real name is, I can't even say it, Fada. She's a part of a growing number of creators on the platform pretending to be NPCs, which stands for non-playable characters in video games. So typically they're like, as a main character in a video game, you would go up to the computer players and they would repeat the same lines of dialogue to you over and over again.
So is she saying actual lines from actual games, or is she making them up?
So I think she's making them up because I'm not.
Okay, I don't know.
She says 4 or 5, lines over and over again in her streams. But here's kind of how it works. So somebody will go in and use it's like a reaction sticker as she streams on TikTok. And in order for somebody to use a reaction sticker, they have to pay. So in order to pay...
And people are actually paying?
Well, she makes $7,000 a day, Greg, doing the streams. So people are sending in the money.
How does she make money at this? I mean, what is...
I'm
They
just gonna
send her
repeat.
money? Is this like a pay thing? You pay to have her say it?
You pay on the stream, however much...
Why would you pay? I know you don't know. I'm sorry.
I cannot
incredulous
answer.
with this.
So... Maybe we should get a taste.
Oh,
of
sure.
What we're talking
How much
about.
is this going to cost the podcast?
Well,
Yeah, our pockets aren't real deep.
the only thing that we're going to
Most of our
cost...
money's going to Greg's mansion here. We can't afford to be paying the TikTok.
That's
streamer.
right.
No, the only thing we're paying is our brain cells. listening to
Okay.
this. So, are you guys ready? I'm going to try to play
I'm ready
this.
to lose a few.
I've lost so many already. I can't keep track. All right.
Mike's added 12 to her views.
Wow, a letter gift for you. Furry, money gun, I got your name. Wow, a letter gift for you. Gang gang, gang gang, gang gang, gang gang, gang gang, gang gang. Ice cream so good, gang gang. Ass, money gun,
what is
I got your
this?
name.
What?
Wow, a letter.
I'm going to say
Okay.
McDonald's.
So I don't know if you guys can see it, but there are stickers that pop up on her
No, I
TikTok
could not.
stream.
Okay.
That's what determines her next phrase. So when somebody sends an ice cream sticker, that's when she says, ice cream so good.
So, and she was saying gang gang.
Gang.
So what sticker is that? A gun? Or I don't know what gang gang is.
And will she repeat until a sticker is sent?
Yeah, but I think there's like a backlog because so many people, because it
What
only,
do you want? It's annoying. You know what? I want to shoot myself after listening to that. I'm like, this is terrible. I can't imagine sitting and listening to that on a loop. That's something that we would, pump into the cell of terrorists to like, okay, you got to give us some information or we're going to make you listen to this.
Gang.
Ice
Well-
cream's so good. Gang. It's like, oh my goodness. I will tell you,
Yeah.
I'll tell you all the stuff. I'll tell you everything. Please
I'm still
just
going to
make it
hang
stop.
myself.
Yes. Please make it stop. Please.
I say, so Doug, you were saying you can't listen very much at all. Well, she streams 6 hours a day, 7 days a week. You can catch her basically all day. So
Sadly, Mike has found this.
not of my own free choosing, believe me. It said that she pivoted to social media and NPC streaming after her cleaning company folded, and she needed money to feed her kids and pay the bills. So,
I guess I'll give if there's people that are going to pay you and she can do it. You know what? God
More
bless
power
you.
to her.
Yeah, knock it out. I guess
It isn't her. It's the idiots that do it.
Hey, why are you paying? Okay. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess you said the people, so they have to pay her when they put a sticker in.
yeah, and it's not. I mean, it's like maybe $5 or something.
Well, they get 7,000 a day. How many stickers does she get in a day?
I mean, she streams for 6
hours.
hours, 7 days a week.
But
So,
$7,000 a day, you got to have a lot of stickers at $5 a piece.
yeah. I mean, I think there's levels. Like you can spend.
There's the VIP sticker.
Yeah, you can spend more if you want, but I think you can spend a few.
I'd like to buy a pack of stickers, please.
She'll say 3 or 4 sentences in a row. Like she'll make a paragraph for a certain amount. If you want to drop, $100.
She claims that she thinks that fans are spending their time and money watching her streams to see her next reaction or see if she will break character or mess up from too many gifts. It's all about the drama of the next reaction.
Oh my goodness.
So, I mean, she can get 50, 60,000 people watching on a stream at any given time.
I don't get. Again, if you can make money at it, I guess great. But I don't understand it.
The one thing too that I can never find out why she always holds a curling iron the whole stream in one hand, and I don't understand that part of it.
Okay,
I couldn't find an answer to that. So anyway, if we break away from our NPC streaming, the next thing I had found was somebody bragging about what they call their let me get this to load. Their lazy girl job, again on TikTok. So, a new workplace term is going viral on social media to describe jobs that allow young professionals to achieve the elusive goal of work-life balance, the lazy girl job. A number of Gen Z TikTok users are promoting this new approach to work, which bucks the trend of the United States always-on hustle culture that can lead to many young people feeling that they must be chained to their desk in order to succeed in their careers. It's crazy. You actually have to do work to have a job.
Yeah.
Isn't that a novel concept? So, it says, members of Gen Z, the oldest of whom are now in their early to mid-20s, are entering the workforce, and they came up with the lazy girl label themselves, and they are wearing it proudly. In fact, the hashtag has nearly 18 million views on the social media platform.
Okay.
So there's one user in particular who her whole channel is devoted to promoting her lazy girl job, basically where she works from home and gets to work whatever hours she wants and then makes like $80,000 a year doing some marketing job, basically from home. And
again, I guess if you can find a job that will pay you $80,000 a year to be a lazy girl, then great, I guess. But
yeah, because obviously she's not working from home. She's busy doing this.
And that's up to the companies then. If you pay them, I'm sorry, Mike, I'm jumping in. Go right ahead.
No. I was going to say, so what is a lazy girl job? So the user, she was encouraging the young professionals, both female and male, to live authentically every day, as opposed to just on weekends and days off. So a lazy girl job is basically something that you can quiet quit. So we're going to bring in some more
quiet quitting.
Yeah. She described some jobs such as non-technical roles at tech companies. Isn't that an oxymoron? How do you have a non-tech role? Anyway.
Admin, I guess, or data entry.
Yeah. So basically she describes jobs that are probably unicorns. They're pretty few and far between. That kind of gets you everything you want without actually having to work. So without going too much more into the article, wouldn't it be kind of a self-out if you were on TikTok bragging about your lazy girl job?
It would for me. I'd be firing everybody. Everybody is coming into the office to work. This is garbage.
I was saying, because if your employees were bragging about that on TikTok, I think something would maybe have to change.
It drives me crazy.
It's like, hey, look, I'm skating by on putting in minimal effort. And
yeah, they would all be in the office, and it would be, you guys all have Windows XP computers with no internet.
Yeah, there was one line that says, younger workers may be disillusioned by older generations' insistence that overworking is the way to get ahead. I don't even think I think it's just working. It's not overworking. It's just coming and doing work. You're bragging that you get paid to stay home and quit, which means you do as little as possible or you know what, this is all fine right now, and you think, I don't need all this. As you get older, you're going to find out, guess what? At some point, you may want to retire, and all this may be going away. Who knows? Because not everybody, you can't have a whole generation doing this. Somebody's got to start doing some work.
The robots.
Because Greg the Boomer and me, the Gen Xer, we're dying off eventually, and good luck, Mike.
hopefully by that point, maybe I can quiet quit. I don't know.
You may be one of the 6 people working.
No.
Or you can lazy girl it.
I don't know.
I'm going to have to try my best maybe at that point to find one.
Yeah, find your lazy girl job.
Yeah. And then brag about it on social media so everyone else can see.
It just drives me nuts. I can't.
It's just something new every day. I think that's what annoys me the most.
I agree. All right. Well, you may have heard. Were you done?
Yeah.
Okay. You may have heard of this person. This was like, I don't know, a couple weeks ago. But there's a TikTok star, imagine that, from Texas.
Those two words shouldn't even go together.
What TikTok in and of itself, I think, is the worst thing that has ever happened.
I think her name is Tiara Allen. But on she's known as the Sassy Trucker. All right? She drives trucks and she wears like spandex clothes or something. And anyway, she makes all these videos of her.
Your dad's a truck driver. Does he wear spandex? And
he might.
He's Sassy Trucker too, because Sassy Trucker was already taken.
It was taken. Yeah.
Anyway, she travels around, does her job in videos. She goes all over the place. She was in Dubai and rented a car. Went back. There was some.
Was she driving in Dubai or was?
I don't know. It says there was
she drove her truck from New York.
I know. I was like, whoa.
There was some kind of
impressive.
an altercation at the car rental place, and she got into it with the employee, and there was some screaming and yelling. Well, they called the police. The police came, and they took her to the police station. They took her passport, and she is allowed to go back to the hotel, but she cannot leave the country. They're investigating her, and she's going to trial and could face up to 2 years in jail. And now she is saying, I have a medical condition. I need to go home. It's like, when you go to, listen up, any of you that want to travel, fine. Traveling can be fun. It can be educational. You can learn all kinds of things. When you leave this country, you think what you want about this country. Maybe you love it. Maybe you hate it. You think, oh, this is a terrible country. When you leave this country and go to another country, you have no rights. That's right. You have no rights. You don't have the same rights. You need to do some research. Find out the country you're going to. What are their laws? What are their rights? When I was in the service and we went to countries, we would get a briefing and they would say, listen, you are a guest in this country. Here's what you can do. Here's what you can't do. Even in the military, if you go over there, if you did something against their law, you could get arrested and possibly prosecuted and end up doing some jail time in a foreign jail.
Where you would be debriefed.
Yes, you would. Yes, you would. But yes, she's all upset. But again, this is the ugly American. When we go over to other countries, we don't learn anything about that country. We don't learn their customs. And she went to Dubai, which I believe is in the Middle East. It seems like that would be one of the countries that would not tolerate sassy, let alone a sassy woman. They just don't tolerate that as much. I don't think there's a lot of a sass being tolerated over there. They're not going to do that.
Nick went to Dubai.
Yes, my son.
Ago.
Yeah, he went to Dubai a few months ago, or maybe a year ago now. At this point, he really liked it. It's interesting. It's a neat place.
Yeah,
all
it's
man-made.
Kind of I think the crown jewel.
Yeah,
over there.
But
I heard it's got the biggest disparity
trucker,
between like it's either the beautiful, awesome Mega Millions or destitute poverty.
Yeah.
Isn't that where they were going to build the wall? That the the city. They were going to make the city in the giant wall.
Oh, I don't know.
Was
not
that
sure
Dubai? Or was that
I'm not
somewhere
sure.
else? Okay,
Let's look that up.
Yeah.
But anyway, that was I'd heard that. And I was
Sassy
like, really?
trucker.
Yeah, you're going over to another country, and then you get upset. Same way with these people that they go to Russia, which I'm not going to Russia either. But if you go over there, they frown on foreigners coming in with any kind of drug paraphernalia, and you need to know that. And they don't care. Well, it's medical. That doesn't matter. You cannot do that.
It's not medical over there.
No.
Nope.
No, it is not. So, anyway, that was it. I don't have anything. Did you guys have anything else?
Well, see, I want to travel and go places and see stuff, but you know what? I need to find the lazy girl traveling. Maybe I can travel from home next time.
Yeah.
Maybe you could.
Virtual travel.
Zoom travel. Whee! You know what? That would probably be. I think we've got a new business opportunity.
Record.
We'll get robots with an iPad for their face, and you can zoom into the poop, and then you can drive the robot around the town and go on tours and all kinds of
You'll just
stuff.
have crowds of, like Disney World. There's just crowds of robots.
And you're just walking up to some guy in France. Excuse me, we smacked you around, you robot.
Pretty
It's
soon,
real rude to your robot.
and then we're all playing Ready Player One at that point.
That's right.
I can't get my robot back. He's in Ireland drunk.
My robot got arrested.
Mine is he's sad because he can't find the path. His
Can't
path
find
is
the
blocked.
It's blocked. Poor robot.
I had a sassy robot. They got arrested.
It was driving a truck.
So anyway, if you're
TikToking
going
himself.
to travel,
Yeah.
do a little research and be polite. Know the customs, know the rules, and be polite.
We're Americans. We can't go be polite in other countries.
All right. Well, speaking of other countries, I've got some German phrases here, so we'll see if we can offend our listeners in Germany. Again,
Do you have
I'm
German
going to
for
try,
sassy driver?
Maybe. I will say the word. I'll see if you guys can guess. We'll try to keep it fairly short. So, I mean, I'll give you, 30 seconds to try to come up with something, and then we'll keep them moving on. And again, I'm going to try to pronounce these. I'm going to butcher them, I'm sure. The first one is Backpfeifengeschicht.
Breakfast?
I like this one. I could use this one. I probably could use this one at work. Backpfeifengeschicht.
I have no idea.
It is the description. It describes a face that begs to be slapped or punched. He has Backpfeifengeschicht. I like that one. And this one you have probably
Some
heard
McDonald's workers have that.
of. Schadenfreude.
I've heard that
Schadenfreude.
one. What is it though?
Someone might say you have Schadenfreude.
Luscious hair.
Great style.
No, it's feeling or deriving pleasure by seeing someone else's misfortune. So if you get, because they'll say, "Oh, that's Schadenfreude." Like if you see someone fail, you're like, "Ah, good. I'm glad that guy failed." Like that's Schadenfreude. Wanderlust, Wanderlust.
Do you know?
The sassy trucker has Wanderlust.
I say somebody like to travel.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm blanking.
A strong desire to travel.
Okay.
This person has Wanderlust.
I've actually heard that one before.
Okay, I'm going to butcher this one. Fremdschamden. No, Fremdschammen. Or shaman. It's FREMDSCHA with the little 2 dots over it, MEN. Fremdschammen.
A type of bread.
I was going to say...
Mike and I might have Fremdschammen for Greg when he goes to the Kids Bop concert.
Compassion.
Sympathy?
The feeling of shame on someone else's behalf. Fremdschammen. Sturmfrei. Or fry. Sturmfrei.
Stir fry.
This probably would not apply to us. anymore.
Anymore.
Could. Sturmfrei.
Small child.
No. Got a guess, Mike?
No.
This is a hard one. When your parents are away and you have the whole house to yourself. So I don't know what it'd be like if your wife or husband, your spouse is gone. What that one would be, but Sturmfrei. Oh, gee whiz. This one's... I will... Okay. Verschlimmbessern. Verschlimmbessern. And that's Verschlimmbessern. Verschlimmbessern.
Oh, man.
And we've all probably encountered this. The government, the U.S. government's probably the biggest person that before Verschlimmbessern.
Being manipulated or
Raising
manipulating
taxes.
To make something worse by trying to improve it.
Ah, yes.
Wild Pinkler. Wild Pinkler.
We got a wild pingler over there.
Well, is it wild?
Wild Pinkler. WILDPINKLER.
I might need a context clue.
You may. Mike may be a wild Pinkler. I may be a wild Pinkler. Greg would not be a wild Pinkler. I would say.
And it, no. I don't think what would discount you?
Wild Pinkler.
Well,
Youthful exuberance.
I was going to say young man.
Nope. Someone who avoids the toilet and likes to relieve themselves outside. Like, you go camping and stuff. Wild Pinkler. Mike is a wild Pinkler.
I thought it was wild tinkler.
Well, that could be. Okay, here we go. Weltschmerz.
Welch. I feel like this is somebody who sells something. Sells drinks.
Oh, this is
Sells drinks. Ooh, like a bartender.
Yeah.
Weltschmerz. Public servant.
mental depression caused by comparison of the actual state of the world to an ideal state. So you get depressed by how something actually is rather than what you idolize it or your idealistic thoughts of it.
I'm a chronic sufferer of that.
They get a lot of mileage out of one word.
I know.
Well, their words are huge. Okay, here we go. Pantoffelheld. Pantoffellheld.
Is this a
Pantoffelheld.
Is this a high five?
No.
Handshake.
No.
Lodging.
No. A man who may act tough in front of his friends, but can't stand up for himself against his wife. He's a Pantoffelheld. Oh, he's such a Pantoffelheld.
I don't know what accent that just went to.
Austrian. I was like, how's the Franz? I'm going to pump you up. I don't know. Again, I apologize to German listeners.
Yes, if somebody from Germany is listening,
and I have
goodness.
mispronounced this, and I said, I can't believe he said that on the podcast. I don't know what.
Now you just went to Jackie Mason.
I did. What's up with that? That was Seinfeld. I'm doing everything. I don't know. All right. Well, that was my last German word that I had. I don't know. I came across those. I thought, that's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
I need to study up on my German here.
Yeah. I'm going to try to use some of these.
I know nothing.
Well, how about you say? How about we start off with a wild pinkler?
All right.
AITA.
Do we
Does
have
that sound good?
Back Pfeifengeschick?
I'm not sure, but we've got a wild pinkler.
All
for
right.
sure.
I do. Cool.
I'm going to kick off the the A hole. These are, just again, a brief description of these before we start. These are people who post on Reddit. They kind of give a prompt and then they describe what's going on. And then the people, commenters will describe or will decide if they are or not the a-hole.
And so for the purpose of this podcast, you're going to read out 2 or 3 scenarios or whatever you have there, and we're going to pass judgment.
Yes.
Final judgment.
And we will decide.
The ultimate.
And actually, Reddit has started giving kind of they combine the responses, and then Reddit now also gives a majority response to people.
So we can compare what we say, which is the truth, to what all the idiots on Reddit say.
Yep. All right, so here's the first one, Wild Pinkler style. AITA for asking my husband to stop peeing in the backyard.
All right.
Perfect.
So it says, my husband spends the bulk of his awake time either in his office, he works from home, maybe he's got a lazy girl job.
He might.
He's working from home either in the den watching TV or in the kitchen cooking. Our house has a weird layout and there's no
Isn't that
bat.
pretty much what you can do at home.
Those are some solid options, yeah, that take up your time. So the house has no bathroom right next to any of these rooms. If anyone is in one of these rooms or in one of those rooms and needs to use the bathroom, they either have to walk through our main bedroom on the ground floor or walk upstairs and use the kids' bathroom. It's not ideal, and we plan on adding a powder room to the ground floor at some point, but for now we deal with it. Such an inconvenience. It says, however, since the weather has warmed up, my husband has started just going outside into the backyard and peeing behind the shed. So our back door is right next to all the rooms where he spends his time during the day, so he just says it's quicker and easier. I hate that he does this and have asked him to stop, but he says it's not that big of a deal because none of the neighbors can see, which she says, or the poster says is true. Nobody can see it from our house. She also says is true. Our kids don't know he does this. Again, she says, which is true. And he's not ruining the grass because he's just peeing in some dirt behind the shed. He's honestly an incredible husband and father, and this is literally my only complaint about him. He's right in that his being out back isn't necessarily hurting anything. It just bugs me that he won't take the extra 60 seconds to walk to an actual toilet. AITA for asking him to stop.
So we're deciding if she is.
Yeah.
For asking.
Not him, but she is.
Yep. If she is,
Okay.
for asking the husband to stop
Okay.
peeing out back.
So no one can see him. Nobody knows he does it except for her, apparently.
Yep.
Because
And again,
he must tell her, or how does she even know?
I see that she doesn't explain, but I guess we'll make one caveat, or not caveat, but we'll make one point too. We have to assume based on what they tell us, everything is true.
Yes.
So we have to make that assumption.
Yeah, we
when
get
we
one
read.
side of the story that
Yeah.
we're just going to go as gospel truth.
Yep.
You want me to go first?
Yeah, go ahead.
or- Okay. So I already have how I'm going to go, but before I do that, so have you ever peed outside?
I have.
Oh, I have
yes.
multiple times.
Yes, I have.
I actually prefer it a lot of times myself. I am going to say that yes, she is. If no one can see him, no one knows he does it. He's not hurting or ruining anything. It's in the back. They have one bathroom down, right? One bathroom kind of on the main floor
She
or
said.
whatever. Or,
She said there was one upstairs and there was one.
but he doesn't have one near where he's at.
One through the main bedroom. Yeah, so on that level where he spends his time, apparently there is no bathroom.
Yeah, so I'm going to say she is, because why does she care so much if no one knows and he goes out to relieve, and he's not like digging a hole and dropping a deuce, right? He's just peeing. He's just
She says peeing.
watering the
so-
lilies or whatever, quote unquote, so to speak. So I'm going to say she is, because if it's not hurting anybody, then I say wild pinkler away. That is mine. I'm saying yes, she is. It's not a huge deal, but since we have to say yes or no, I'm saying yes, she is. There's not a maybe.
Would you feel the same way from his perspective if she was doing that?
Well, I don't think women would do that. So
There's some that would.
I've not known of any that would.
Yeah, there's a couple things. Yeah, if living in a house that our situation is kind of, we have to either go upstairs or upstairs and back to our bedroom to get to a bathroom. I get what she's talking about, that it's a little lazy that you can't walk up a few steps to go to the bathroom. I get that.
Why is it lazy? I would say he's conserving water and everything else. He just wants
it's
to
lazy.
step out. No. It's much more enjoyable.
So if
it's a
people-
much more enjoyable experience
So
to
if
water
people
Pinkler.
could see back there, you'd still say it's fine.
No. I said they can't see.
So it's lazy because he either way he would have
Maybe
to
he
go
just enjoys
up.
the outdoors.
No, and the thing is bottom line, I think she is being the A because it's not a big
There's
deal.
something about the sun beating down on you, the wind blowing through your hair. It's
yeah,
you don't pee into the window. You make sure you gotta decide what. Sorry, I interrupted you. Go right ahead.
I moderately say she is, but
It's yes or no. There's no moderate. We're going hard in.
Well, so I'm saying yes, but it's yeah. So she is.
See, I went with that she is not being the a-hole for asking.
Really? See, I would have. That surprised me.
The one thing that I would, it's like, it sounds like he's going in the same spot over and over and over again. I feel like after a while, that's going to be,
Gross.
I don't know, it's going to be a little nasty out there. The smell, I can imagine the smell over time is probably going to get pretty nasty.
True.
And I think maybe what you were trying to get to, Greg, with the laziness component is if he's going to take the time to walk outside and walk around the shed, why can't he just walk up the stairs or down the stairs to a bathroom or through a bedroom?
Yeah, I mean that's. So I was somewhat defending him, but
I mean, if the distance traveled is the same way either way, I don't know what the big deal was.
I just felt like it didn't need to be a big deal. That's why I went with her.
And she does say, I didn't read this part, but she said, this is so low stakes, but I'm curious to see what Reddit thinks. So I think the stakes here on this one are pretty low.
Yeah.
But we did split there on that one, which was my goal with picking
But
these.
she is ultimately.
And now that we've decided we've decided our ruling, so most people come back and they throw on an edit or an update or something on these. So she says, and I'll say Reddit's ruling real quick. Reddit also ruled that she is not the a-hole.
Well, Reddit is wrong.
She says, despite the fact that most of these votes here are NTA, I decided not to die on this hill and just let it go. I told him as long as he never does it while the kids are out there, then I could care less.
Wonder how old her kids are.
I don't know.
Because there's always a chance a kid's going to bust out the back door. While
There's always a possibility, I suppose. Okay, so there's the first one out of the way. A little wild Pinkler action.
Like that was a good one.
Now let's go the other way, maybe.
Pinkler.
Some what?
I said Pinkler.
Pinkler.
I like that word.
Wild Pinkler.
Yes, wild Pinkler.
So if you're inside, are you just an inside Pinkler? Domestic Pinkler?
It could be.
Yeah. So let's go the other way for this one. AITA for upgrading my house's thermostat so I could password protect it from my wife.
I think I know the answer already.
So we'll lay this one out. So it says, my wife and I have been married for about 1.5 years now. We lived together in an apartment before getting married, and now we live in a house that I inherited from my grandmother. Okay, so this summer has been quite hot, and so like most people, we have been running our air conditioner nearly around the clock. My wife and I have very different ideas of how we should run it, though. Using energy saver recommendations, I like to keep it around 76 degrees Fahrenheit and on low, which is actually what we keep ours on. My wife likes to turn it down. This is insane. I'm spoiling it already, but my wife likes to turn it down to 60 degrees and blast it on
60?
the highest setting. And then turn it off when she gets cold, then back on again when she gets hot. I've tried discussing this with her, but there's literally nothing I can do or say to convince her. She currently stays at home taking care of the house while I go to work, and the second I'm out the door, the thermostat is messed with. I've tried showing her our exorbitantly expensive power bill, but she doesn't care. She says that she's at home all day, so she should have control over the thermostat. We've argued about this on and off since. So it says, about 3 weeks ago, I got a reservation for a new digital thermostat installation. The guys came out a few days ago and installed the smart thermostat off the older air conditioning unit. The first thing I did was password protect it, so you need a PIN to change any of the settings. My wife came home a few hours after I had set the PIN and noticed the new unit. When she tried to change the settings, she was met with the PIN request, and she asked me what it was. I told her I would not be telling her that. Then she asked what she should do if she gets hot, and I responded she can still turn the air conditioning on and off without the PIN. So the next morning I left for work as normal, setting it to 76. When I got home in the afternoon, I found my wife on the living room floor pantomiming a fainting spell. She mustered the energy to say, "Help, water." I ignored her because you can't faint from heat in a climate-controlled room, which I'm pretty sure you can. But when she realized I wouldn't give her the attention, she exploded in anger and yelled that she could have died, prompting another argument. She ended it with calling me controlling and hasn't said a word to me since. Things have been rough these last couple of days. I feel like what I did was completely justified, but AITA.
That's a tough one.
That is a tough one. I thought it was going to be a little more cut and dry.
I did too.
Well, I went first last time, so I'm going.
The best ones always make you find a little bit of middle ground.
Yes, it does.
Yeah,
but
this
we're going to
one's
have
very
to rule.
much in the middle because, first off, he's at work all day and she's home tending to the house.
Yeah.
So if she's hot while she's doing that, she's hot. I mean, there's
true.
nothing that can be done for that. And
some people just run more hot. Some people run more cold. And I'd be like in the wintertime, if you have somebody that's really cold and they're turning the heat up a lot more.
yeah, and I tend to run a little cold, so I like it a little warmer, but most other people like it colder, so like it's in summertime. He's got the PIN number on it. It's kind of controlling. I think he is. Because I think you've got to come to an agreement with your wife, and I think you both have to flex some. So I'm saying he is.
All right. I would also say that he is as well. I mean, you want to upgrade your thermostat, maybe make it a little bit more energy efficient, great. Hopefully that'll save you a little bit more money. But I don't know. I just don't think that you can password protect it like that. Now, again, ideally you're going to compromise, but I think if you take that step, there's going to be some swift retaliation coming back the other way on something else that you probably won't like, and it's going to get worse from there. Making it that harsh to basically where she has virtually no control, yeah, I think that's kind of it's not a great move.
Yeah.
I said yes as well. Just, again, password protected. Just from the story we know, he is. But, like you said, you got to come up with a compromise. You have to come up and say, listen, I want it at 76. You want it at 60.
That's a big difference. That's a big difference.
68 and
because that's 16 degrees. Let's go 8 degrees. I'll give 8. You give 8. We meet in the middle.
Yeah.
What if, though, we had the same exact story? Would it still be the same if we switched gender roles, and the man was a stay-at-home guy, just staying home, cleaning the house, and the woman was working and saying, "I'm busting my butt, making money." He's got the air conditioning set to 60, and it's killing us. It's taking all of our money. Everything we make, it's ruining our budget. Would you still feel like she's being a jerk? And she says, "I've talked to him. I've done everything. He just keeps spending money. He's not making any money. He's staying home.
Yeah,
I'm working all the time."
It wouldn't change for me.
No.
She would still be there.
Because to me, the line is drawn when you put the PIN number on it. Because now you've taken away control and you're treating her like a child, or she's treating him like a child, instead of being adults and discussing
Okay, so let's say you have spouse A that goes to work. We'll just take the genders completely out. Spouse B is there, and they do keep driving it. And let's say that your electric bills and gas bills are like $600, and you don't have the money to pay for that, and they keep running it. What are you going to do? What should you do, Greg? What are you going to do?
Then you need marital counseling because because I don't think, because what if there's some other situation that the spouse is doing that's extreme? Are you going to lock down everything that
Possibly.
person does? I mean, you can't.
Yeah,
that's a tough one.
Yeah, I just think that
I'm just
crosses.
playing
I just think
devil's
that
advocate.
crosses a line.
I'm playing devil's advocate.
I mean, because at some point, the person who runs it all day you're dragging down the ship. I mean, in that scenario, yeah,
you do need counseling. You need to sit down. It's like, listen, here's the finances.
I guess from his perspective, our story, from his perspective, that probably can't go on forever. right? Like there has to be
Well,
something.
didn't he say
that
they
happens.
lived together? Was this not a problem when they were living together, or did he just put up with it because they were quote unquote in love?
Yeah,
And
now
then when you
they're
get married,
Yeah.
you've got to make things work.
Yeah. Good question. So let's go to the ruling. I actually did not know that this was an official ruling on Reddit, but this is the chicken way out, and we're not taking it here. It says everyone sucks. So
Which is kinda true.
Yeah, we make a ruling.
Yeah.
I mean, it's even if it's hard, we're going to make a
Yep.
ruling.
So, yeah, I didn't know that was a possibility on these until
I didn't
just this one. So apparently, no winners are also an option.
Yeah, because
on these.
and I was thinking, you're talking about, these other scenarios. I mean, what if the dude, he works all week and he gets home and on weekends he likes to go play golf, and he does it every weekend, and it frustrates her, so she puts a password on the car, so he can't take it to go golfing. Yeah. I mean, wouldn't she be being the A because she's crossed that line?
Yeah, I would say.
What if she said that he goes out and he spends, $500 every weekend golfing and running up a bar tab or whatever?
Yeah, then he is being a child then at that point.
But she still shouldn't put the pin number.
No, they got other things to work out if they're doing these sorts of things.
Very true.
Yeah. All right, we'll go on to the next one here. This one was more comedic to me. So it says, AITA for setting a glitter trap to catch my mother-in-law trying to snoop. So it says, for some weird reason, my mother-in-law really wants to go into our bedroom whenever she comes over. On one occasion, I followed her as she went upstairs, and then in parentheses, the poster says, I was going to get something for my child as the bedrooms are upstairs.
Sure.
And she walked right past the bedroom on the main floor and up the stairs behind it. She didn't hear me, and I caught her walking straight into my room and rifling through the bills on my dresser. She denied snooping, even though I had just watched her do it, and said that she was just going to use our bathroom because she couldn't find the other ones.
Going to Wild Pinkle?
Yeah. She walked right past the one on the main floor and another one upstairs in the hallway to go into our bedroom. So since that happened, I installed an exterior doorknob that requires a key on our bedroom door and one to the door on the office and spare bedroom. However, she's always forgetting where the bathroom is and trying the bedroom and office doors. This really ticks me off. My husband says that I just get annoyed at this because everything she does drives me crazy, and since we put locks in the rooms we don't want her in, she really isn't a problem anymore. Well, over the holidays, we had the in-laws over for dinner, and before they came, I was searching for the bedroom keys. We hadn't used them in a while, since we only lock the doors when the mother-in-law comes over. My husband told me we didn't need to lock the doors since she wouldn't be trying to get into the rooms, and I insisted that she would because she loves to snoop. We went back and forth and decided to cover the doorknobs in a fine glitter to see if she tried them. I did this once before when my husband didn't believe me about the snooping to prove that she had been in the rooms. Last time she had ignored the glitter and we didn't say anything about it, but then my husband couldn't deny that she had tried to snoop. So this time I covered the doorknobs in a heavier, thicker glitter, and for the office I went a touch further and rigged a little folder of glitter over the door to the office before the in-laws came over. I left one side unlocked. They were French doors, and it was set so if you walked in the room you would get absolutely drenched in glitter. My husband goes out of his way to show his mom the main floor bathroom when they got here and specifically asks his parents and sister not to go upstairs. There's a baby gate so the kids can't even get upstairs either. Well, guess who just had to go to the bathroom and got covered in glitter and had it all over themselves. She completely lost it and started screaming at me, so I yelled back, and now my husband is saying I went too far and I'm the a-hole. Mother-in-law also says I'm an a-hole, but sister-in-law says I didn't do anything wrong and that the mother-in-law deserved it for snooping. Oh, okay, so I'm assuming at this time she's saying that the father-in-law was in Switzerland, so I guess it was just the mother-in-law that came over. Apparently her car is now ruined too because it's covered in glitter and she can't get it cleaned up.
She drive her car into the bathroom? What happened?
And it ruined the car? Got into the motor?
So, AITA.
Well, that's your turn.
It is my turn. I'm going to go first. I'm going to say no, you are not. And I thought this one was kind of funny. I think we'll probably all settle on the same one here. But if you've made it very clear and obvious, hey, the bathrooms are down here, and if you are telling her explicitly, don't go upstairs, and she still goes upstairs, it's on her at that point. So I think she got a little taste of getting caught. Yeah.
I would say absolutely not as well. There's no way. It's her home. It doesn't matter. Even if I would think the rules were ridiculous, even if I thought that's the stupidest thing she's ever done, it's her house. Her house, her rules. My house, my rules. Your house. If we go over to your house, Mike, and you're like, hey, listen, while you guys are here, I don't want this, and this. Like, all right. I just, whatever the rules were, I would follow it. Or, I just wouldn't come over again if it was that upsetting. I mean, I don't think it's too out of the question to say, hey, while you're here, can you just use the main bathroom? I would never go in somebody's bedroom and just start snooping around.
Yeah.
I just wouldn't. So, I absolutely say.
Yeah, it's like there's an unwritten rule about that.
Yeah.
I was like, what would even drive a person to do that?
I don't even snoop.
Place?
And I don't know, maybe I've heard people. I don't even snoop. Like, you go into the main bathroom. I don't look under mirrors or inside stuff. I don't do anything. I use the bathroom and the sink. And the only time I've ever opened up the sink or something, like if they're out
You're
of toilet
lucky because I got a Jack in the Box under the sink up there.
No, I never have. None of my business. Whatever's in your bathroom is your business, man. I want nothing to do with it. That's why I wild pink one. I don't have to worry about that. No glitter bombs out behind the shed.
She might put a glitter bomb out there.
She might.
I tried to find a way to maybe side with the old woman a little bit, but I can't come up with anything. I don't think this gal's being the A. I mean,
Yeah.
Like you guys explained it as good as I could. Yeah. So, nope, not being.
I love the visual of this one. Opening a door and just getting
Just to the point of
bombarded
destroyed with glitter.
damaging your car? I don't understand that.
I don't either.
It sounds a bit dramatic.
Yeah, that does. So. Maybe you just got a really pretty car inside now.
I think it would be fabulous. So,
Fabulous.
Not surprisingly, Twitter also ruled not the a-hole.
Cool.
Yep.
All right. Was that the last one or?
Yeah, we'll call it there.
Okay. Because we're running a little long, but I'm going to get in because we've pushed this story off, so we're going to just finish this up. So let's talk about phubbing. So the study finds regular phubbing could be damaging marriages.
Ooh.
Just regular phubbing. If it's occasional phubbing, I think you're all right. So what is phubbing?
So you don't want to be a chronic phubber.
No.
Okay.
It says evidence has been found showing that married couples who regularly engage in phone snubbing, also known as phubbing, have lower marriage satisfaction than couples who do not. So basically, if you go out on a date, you're out, whatever, and you spend a lot of time on your phone, not engaged in conversation, not talking to the other person, but engaged with your phone, that's going to cause some problems. And they did this study that said that married couples or romantically involved couples who go out and spend a large portion of their time phubbing have a poor marriage. Now, some of it is, I'm like, well, maybe that's part of the reason they are phubbing. It's because maybe their marriage isn't strong anyway, and so they don't have that connection.
Then they wind up with fights about thermostats and
They keep putting padlocks on, glitter bombs, their mother-in-law, who knows what kind of stuff that there is. But so, yeah, phubbing, there again, they also came out and said, this was a real shocker. More phubbing meant less satisfaction in the marriage. So the more a couple would spend time actually interacting with their phone than with each other, that they had less satisfaction in their marriage. I know that's a shocker to a lot of you.
I gotta watch my phone though to catch up on my gang.
Well, with that out there, how can you not phone? I mean, really. Yeah. So they said they do note that the problem is easily fixed. And this was a research paper. Married couples can try turning off their phones.
Oh, man.
Wow. Groundbreaking.
But so that was kind of the first part. So do you phub while you're out?
I would say Lori and I both phub periodically, but not as a, an excessive thing. We'll both have our phone out for a few minutes, but we talk when we're out. I mean, it's not.
We're the same. We both get on our phones, but we engage, we talk, we do different things. But
yeah, I tell her to look at the TikTok while
Was it phubbing if you're both watching the stream? Is it phubbing because you're doing the same activity?
You're phubbing together.
Yes.
Not separate.
Yes.
You're not a solo phubber. So how about you, Mike? You're the millennial, you and your wife. So you guys spend a lot of time on your phones if you go out on a date. You throw them into the drawer. You take them with you. You engage in the phone, engage with each other. Maybe you text each other while you're sitting there.
That's our conversation. No, we don't go as far as to go like completely phone free, but we're also not on them 24/7 either. I mean, I think it's just kind of whenever because sometimes we'll have a conversation. It's like, oh, I wonder what, and then we'll look something up, or it's like, oh, I saw this today, that type of a thing. Or sometimes if there's like a lull in the conversation, or we're waiting on something, then we'll occasionally check the phone. But yeah, I think there's we're not as far as no phones, but we also are not on them all the time either. It's just
I think that's
some middle ground there.
The same as us.
Yeah.
Did they have this back in the 60s and 70s? There were no phones, so what'd you do? Tubbing, TV,
Maybe.
Bubbing. You got a book.
There was
out.
a related article at the bottom of this one, a link, and it said smartphones could be ruining your love life. Okay, so it says the majority of our relationships are in shambles. And at the time of this article, which it's an older article, but I don't see exactly, the U.S. divorce rate was 40%. Wow. 4 out of 10 getting divorced. It said, according to a survey with the National Opinion Research Center, 60% of people in a relationship say they were not very satisfied. Then in this article it says there are some familiar culprits with why a relationship would not be satisfied. Money problems, bad sex, and having kids. Like bad sex? Is there such a thing as bad sex, or is it just no sex or sex? Or, I mean, I don't know. I just thought that was a weird way to say it. Bad?
Bad.
Because I feel like if you're bad at it, you could get better at
which would lead to the kids.
Yes, it would. So, it's new study. Sorry, here it says, So, again, phubbing is something that is causing problems with romantic partners. It said they seem to be distracted by his or her phone. More and more people using attention siphoning devices. Yeah.
Now, I will say I have actually seen people who, like if we're out at a restaurant, I have seen people the entire time that we've been there, they will just be on their phones.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah, it's kind of sad because it's just like, why are you even here? It's like
what I've seen that's even equally as bad is like a single dad out with his kid, and he's sitting there on his stinking phone while the kid may be on a phone too or on a tablet, and they're both just, it's like, talk to your kid, man.
But I don't even think this is necessarily just with romantic couples. I've seen, if you're out with people or something, to be on the phone all the time, it's just kind of rude to not. And again, not that I don't get on the phone from time to time. But
are you on your phone when you're out wild pinkling?
Oh, no.
Sanitary. You have to be somewhat sanitary.
You got to have both hands ready, Greg. You don't know what's going to happen. I can't be having the phone in one hand, and you got to be prepared.
It is wild pinkler.
It is wild pinkler. So
yes.
But I got to thinking back in the day, like you were saying, with before cell phones, they have tubbing, television, snubbing.
But you're both watching TV together usually.
Or what if you were out with your wife and you just pulled out a deck of cards and started put out solitaire? And you're just like,
I'm cubbing.
Aren't you? I'm listening. I'm listening to you. I'm paying attention. Or you whip out a bunch of photo albums. Like, what are those? I need some photo albums from a guy I went to school with. Are you friends with him? I haven't seen him in 27 years, but I thought I'd look at his family pictures and his vacation. Oh, I like this one.
Yeah. Look, here's a picture of dinner I had 3 years ago.
Yeah. Do you know any of those? I don't know any of these people. No, not one. Or you're getting constant sports updates when you're out. It'd be like, you're on a date back before just some guy runs in, Mike, the Bears just kicked a field goal. Oh, great. Courtney, I just want to tell you that I really feel strongly about you. And the Bears won? She falls on the floor, you drop her. Oh.
Actually, that plot has been done in old TV shows and stuff where the guy has like an AM radio with an earphone in, and he's listening to the game while the wife is talking,
or Mike's at dinner. All of a sudden, the guy comes up, hands him a telegram from me. It's like, "Hey, Mike, what's up?" Mike, I get the telegram back. Oh, it's like
just having a shower beer.
But no, I just was thinking, would you do that? Or I heard this was like on another podcast, or just get out a book and you start reading. Reading the book. Just thought I'd read this book here while you're at this dinner.
It's a very good book. Having
a conversation. I think we do spend way too much time on the electronic devices. I know I'm an old man, but I don't know. I didn't have anything else. We'll kind of wrap it up. But that was I just saw phubbing and thought, interesting.
It happens.
It does happen. It happens to the best of us.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think that's going to wrap it up for me. Do you guys have anything else that we need to
Nope. I think
wrap up?
Good.
All right. Hey, thank you all for tuning in to the show. Hope we didn't offend anybody, again, any of our German listeners. I apologize. I do the best I can. And I tried to find pronunciations, and I found someone they would give me 2 or 3 different ways to do it. And I'm like, I'm just going to wing it then. So we hope that you did enjoy the show. We hope you're tuning in 7 days. Relax, take a deep breath. It's going to be all right. And we'll see you in 7 days. Until then, see you
later.
Peace.
Well, that wraps up another episode. Thanks for listening. Please be sure to subscribe. And you can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.